If somebody had said to me I would be flying from Florida to Boston to work, I would have thought that was crazy. But it's really just become a routine now for me, and it's not anything out of the ordinary.
This is the beginning of a 108-hour journey that Deb Ebersole takes every 2 weeks. She's been doing this since 2017.
I packed last night, so I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning. Took about a half an hour to get ready. I'll go to bed at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I work and I sleep, and I squeeze some food in there.
Nurses like Deb are no longer just working in their own communities. Some are traveling long hours to get the pay and lifestyle they want and to keep the jobs that they love. When nurses across the U.S. started telling me their commute stories, it brought up a ton of questions.
Home sweet home for the next 3 days. Come on in.
Like, is this safe? Is this sustainable? Or is this the future of nursing? This is the Checkup.
I'm ready.
So my commute, miles versus time, that's the first thing.
I commute about 100 miles up into the city. It averages about 600 miles a week.
I drive an hour and a half in the car. It's 90 miles from my house.
It comes out to be 26 or either 2,800 miles, but it's from Atlanta to Oakland.
I fly to work, and it takes me approximately 3 hours to get to work.
Depending on time of day, it could be anywhere from, it was only 10 minutes, a mile to over 2 hours.
So, if you're adding hours to your commute, there must be a good reason. So what's going on? First, let's take a look at the numbers. Registered nurses tend to make more money in big cities. For example, in Boston, they make about $45 an hour. But in Orlando, where Deb would work, it's only about $30 an hour. But jumping on a plane every week isn't cheap either. Well, Deb figured out that using budget airlines like Spirit is pretty cheap. A round-trip ticket can cost between $80 and $160. So at the end of the day, the nurses who choose these long commutes say making more money far outweighs the costs of commuting.
So this is our office.
Deb?
Hey, Deb.
What are you guys doing?
Hey, Deb. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
How was your trip?
It was great. Culture is very important to nurses because pay isn't the only thing that makes nurses happy.
The nursing community that I work with, they're all warm, they're sweet, we love to crack jokes.
Culture is so important to Rosemary that she passes about 10 other hospitals on her way to work each day.
The nurses that I also work with, they're coming from, say, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. And I can tell you some of them take 2 buses and a train and then walk. It definitely has something to do with community. It has to. It truly has to in order to make this such a commute.
Nursing, this is Deb. May I help you? I typically work every other weekend, so on that weekend, Mom's not home. So my husband's flying solo with the children.
And to sacrifice that for a job, is a big sacrifice. I think nurses make sacrifices for their family all the time. You sort of exemplify the fact that not only are you putting a nurse as your identity, but you're also putting it in the same level as being a mother and being, a nurse leader. It's really remarkable that you're able to do that. It makes us feel like, we can't be having that bad of a day. Deb came from Florida. How long do you think you can keep this up?
We'll see.
And that's the big question. Nurses are in short supply. They're seeing their patient loads increase. So in this already stressful work environment, what happens when you add in an insane commute?
You're coming in a little more frazzled, a little more harried, and trying to quickly catch up and get yourself up to speed. Commuting time has shown a big impact with burnout. Studies are done in hospitals show burnout to be linked to decreases in patient care, patient safety, and teamwork.
I underestimated just how completely run down I would be after 3 shifts in an ICU. In a level 1, you're just constantly going.
Matt considered flying from the Midwest to a job in New York City, but then he realized it'd be too hard to keep it up for the long term.
And once I kind of sank into the rhythm of work, I realized I don't think it's going to work. I don't think I'll have that time to recharge.
Hospitals might already know that long commutes can have a negative impact on workers, but the most in-demand nurses can set their terms in today's market.
I don't think we're specifically targeting the long distance population. We're in a hyper competitive market right now. So nurses can choose to work basically wherever they want.
Nurses are becoming much more vocal. They're striking, they're running for office, and they're using social media to stand up for each other. It used to be hospitals told nurses what to do. Now, nurses are telling them what they want.
So nurses are branching out. They want different experiences while taking care of patients. They want to learn new skills. They want more flexibility. It's not the old school kind of nursing anymore.